Hello, my fishing friends. Your angling expert is here with a fresh forecast, and today we're diving deep into the conditions for the 27th of January 2026, right here in the beautiful wild waters of Ireland. Get ready, because this day is shaping up to be a true test of skill, offering both challenges and incredible rewards for those who know where and how to cast. We're talking about chilly temperatures, a lively sea, and a moon phase that could spark some serious predatory action. Stick with me and he'll tell you exactly why this day will be special for winter angling in our beloved Emerald Isle and how to make the most of it. First up, let's talk about the king's freshwater, the mighty pike. In late January, these formidable predators are at their prime in Ireland's lochs and slower-moving rivers. Where to find them, you ask? Pike will be conserving energy in deeper water, often near drop-offs, submerged features like old weed beds, or tight to structures such as fallen trees and reed edges in canals and lakes. Think of those spots where the water depth changes suddenly, or where they can ambush unsuspecting prey from cover. On what to catch them, friends, dead baiting is your best friend in these cold conditions. A robust pike rod with a minimum of 2.75 pounds test curve, paired with a reliable fixed spool or multiplier reel, loaded with at least 30-pound braided line, is essential. For terminal tackle, use a strong wire trace, a float for presenting your bait mid-water, or a simple ledger rig on the bottom. Natural baits like smelt, mackerel, or lamprey sections, presented either popped up off the bottom or static, work wonders. Remember to be patient, my friends. Winter pike bites can be subtle, so keep a keen eye on your indicators and strike decisively. Now, for those who love the salty spray, let's look at the resilient cod. January is prime time for shore angling, for cod along the Irish coast, particularly on the south coast, especially after a good storm has churned up the seabed, uncovering delicious morsels for them. Seek out sandy beaches that feature deeper gullies, rocky outcrops, or areas where the tide creates distinct channels. These are ambush points where cod will be searching for easy meals. From a boat, focus on rough ground, reefs, and even wrecks. For tackle, a sturdy surf rod capable of casting heavy leads paired with a strong fixed spool reel, spooled with 20 to 30-pound main line, is ideal. A fixed paternoster or a running ledger rig is your go-to. Forget flashy lures for now. In winter, natural baits are far more effective. Fresh peeler crabs, large lugworms, or strips of mackerel or herring are the ticket. Cast your bait into those calmer pockets behind sandbanks or into the deeper channels and let it sit. Slow retrieves with occasional pauses can also entice a bite. And for our dedicated coarse anglers, the humble roach can offer fantastic sport. In these cold January conditions, roach will typically be deeper, often congregating in slower-moving sections of rivers, deep holes in canals, or along drop-offs in lakes. They're looking for stable temperatures and areas with less current where food might accumulate. To catch them, a light feeder, or waggler rig, with small hooks, say a size 16 or 18, is perfect. For bait, natural offerings like maggots, casters, or a small piece of worm are irresistible. Ground baiting sparingly with a dark, finely sieved mix can help attract them without overfeeding. Remember, small baits and delicate presentations are key for winter roach. Finally, for the truly adventurous and patient, a few selected rivers in Ireland, such as the Drowse and the Lawn, open for early-season salmon on the 1st of January. These are our prized springers, often larger fish. Where to find them? Focus on known holding pools and runs in these rivers, especially those with good depth and cover. High water levels after rain can be beneficial. For tackle, fly fishing with traditional salmon flies, spinning with tobies or other spoons, or even bait fishing with worms can be effective, depending on local regulations and conditions. It's a challenging but incredibly rewarding pursuit for the first salmon of the year. Now let's analyze the conditions for the 27th of January 2026. The weather in Ireland on this day will be a typical winter affair. Air temperatures will be chilly, ranging from around 3 to 8 degrees Celsius. That's about 37 to 46 degrees Fahrenheit. We'll likely see moderate to fresh winds, predominantly from the southwest, which means some brisk conditions, especially on exposed coastlines. Expect frequent rain, likely light showers, and perhaps even a low chance of snow in higher inland areas. Atmospheric pressure will likely be experiencing some fluctuations, a common winter characteristic due to Atlantic low-pressure systems moving across the country. Sharp drops or rises can make fish finicky, but a steady, if low, pressure can still yield results. Water temperatures across Ireland will be cold. Coastal sea temperatures will likely range from about 7 to 10 degrees Celsius, roughly 45 to 50 degrees Fahrenheit, while inland waters will be even colder, perhaps 4 to 7 degrees Celsius, 39 to 45 degrees Fahrenheit. This means fish will be sluggish and concentrated in deeper, more stable environments, conserving energy. The sea takes longer to cool down than the land, which can sometimes make coastal fishing slightly more comfortable than inland during the coldest periods. As for the moon phase, January 27th, 2026, finds us in a waxing gibbous phase, with the moon approximately 65 to 68% illuminated. This means the moon is steadily growing towards full, and many anglers believe that this increasing light can stimulate feeding activity, especially for predatory species. The moon will be visible through most of the night, rising in the mid-afternoon and high in the eastern sky at sunset. Considering all these factors, my friends, I'd give the overall bite forecast for January 27th, 2026, a rating of capricious to moderate. The cold air and water temperatures mean fish will generally be less active and in their winter holding patterns, feeding but not voraciously. However, the steadily growing waxing gibbous moon can offer a glimmer of hope for dedicated anglers. Predatory species like pike and perch and hardy sea species like cod and whiting are still very much catchable if you adapt your tactics and focus on those deeper, more sheltered areas. So, get out there, embrace the challenge, and remember, a day fishing is always better than a day at work. May your lines be tight and your catches plentiful. Tight lines, everyone, and ni chwasta, ni cheshui. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more forecasts, and tell me in the comments below, what's your secret winter fishing spot in Ireland, and what's your go-to cold water bait? I love hearing your stories.